Picture this. Some of America's biggest comedy names, Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle, Bill Burr, Pete Davidson, and dozens more, flying overseas to headline what Saudi organizers are calling the world's largest comedy festival. At first glance, it sounds like an entertainment dream, a cultural crossover event where East meets West in laughter. The Riyadh Comedy Festival kicked off on September 26th and runs through October 9th, boasting more than 50 international comedians on stage. It's promoted as a milestone moment in Saudi Arabia's drive to transform itself into a global hub for culture and tourism. But the hype doesn't come without controversy. Behind the bright lights and punchlines, critics see a very different story. That comedy is being used as a tool to soften the kingdom's global image, while diverting attention from ongoing human rights concerns. This clash between entertainment and ethics has sparked heated debates, turning what should have been a celebration of humor into one of The backlash surrounding the festival has been immediate and intense, especially among human rights groups and activists who see the timing as deliberate and problematic. This event overlaps with the 7th anniversary of journalist Jamal Khashoggi's assassination, a killing that rocked the world and continues to cast a long shadow over Saudi Arabia's international reputation. Critics argue that inviting some of America's top comedians to Riyadh during this sensitive time is no coincidence. It's part of a calculated effort to rebrand the country and distract from painful realities. Reports from advocacy organizations point out that Saudi Arabia continues to restrict free speech, imprison activists, and silence dissenting voices, raising the question of whether laughter on stage can really drown out those concerns. To critics, the sight of beloved U.S. comedians performing under banners funded by the Saudi Tourism Authority is more than uncomfortable. It feels like a deliberate attempt. Not every comedian was willing to accept the invitation, and their refusals have added fuel to the debate. Marc Maron didn't hold back, openly ridiculing both the festival and the Crown Prince during one of his stand-up routines. David Cross released a statement on his website calling the festival gross and deeply disappointing, expressing outrage at fellow comics who agreed to go. Shane Gillis admitted he turned down what he described as a significant financial offer, saying he wanted to take a principled stand instead of compromising his values. Atsuko Okatsuka even shared screenshots of the festival's offer, which reportedly prohibited performers from making jokes or critical remarks about Saudi Arabia, religion, or the royal family. For these comedians, the decision wasn't just about money or exposure, it was about standing by the principles of free expression. Their rejections highlight how the comedy world itself is split on the ethics of performing in such a controlled and, at the same time, several high-profile comedians who did accept the invitation have defended their choices, each offering a different explanation. Dave Chappelle, never shy of controversy, suggested that in some ways it felt easier to perform in Saudi Arabia than in America, pointing to what he sees as limits on speech in the United States and the growing power of cancel culture. Jim Jeffries told podcaster Theo Von that he didn't see Saudi Arabia's political issues as something he needed to base career decisions on, even acknowledging the seriousness of Khashoggi's death, but insisting it wasn't a personal red line. Pete Davidson, meanwhile, spoke bluntly about the financial side, saying he looked at the number on the paycheck and simply said yes. These explanations sparked further debate. Are these defenses valid perspectives on free speech and opportunity, or just ways of justifying choices driven by fame and money? Supporters argue comedy is universal. Critics say it's selling In the end, the Riyadh Comedy Festival has become far more than a lineup of punchlines and sold-out shows. It has turned into a case study in the clash between culture, commerce, and conscience. For Saudi Arabia, the event is part of a larger push to position itself as an entertainment destination, building on recent investments in concerts, film, and sports. For comedians, it raises uncomfortable questions about where to draw the line between performing for audiences and being used as part of a government's global rebranding strategy. Should entertainers view their craft as separate from politics, or does the choice of venue itself make a statement? There is no single answer. What is clear is that this festival has sparked an important conversation about the responsibility of artists in complex international contexts. Whether people side with those who accepted the offers or those who refused, the debate shows how even comedy, something designed to unite people in laughter, can become a